Hello, this is Maren and Dallin. Welcome to the very first episode of the Both of Us podcast. It is called such because I'm here with my husband, Dallin. Hi, Dallin.
Hi.
This is the podcast where we will talk about everything from terrible marriage advice to overanalyzing the movies our 2-year-old watches.
There are some serious plot holes that we're going to discuss.
We also have a wonderful lineup of guests who will join us throughout the season to talk about the ups and downs of parenting, give excellent relationship advice, share their wisdom on health, social media, and so much more. We will laugh a lot and even cry a few times as we hear some of the heartbreaking and inspirational stories that they have to share.
Our main goal with this podcast is to make you laugh, keep you entertained during your busy day, and hopefully enlighten you in some sort of way as well. We hope you'll find some value here and enjoy listening to both of us on this podcast. I'm excited to bring a different perspective, the perspective of a husband and a wife together.
So, Dal, I just want to get to know you in a way that I never have before.
Like what? By asking me some questions on a podcast?
Maybe. So, question number 1. What are you not very good at?
What am I not very good at? I am terrible at directions.
That's true.
I'm weirdly good at following a map, but I'm absolutely horrific at orienting myself at any point in time. I'm not one of those guys that has a hard time asking people for directions, but I just have no idea what you're saying when you give them to me.
Yeah.
I also take what I like to call these Dallin shortcuts. They get me from point A to B, but usually 3 times the amount of time that it takes.
And it usually involves driving through a random parking lot or two.
Right. What about you? What are you not very good at?
Staying awake during movies.
Holy guacamole. You are terrible at this one. Remember when we were first married, I wanted to show you all of these movies that changed my life. Mm-hmm. And literally the point that the main character is about to beat the dragon, I turn and you're always fast asleep. We watched Sherlock Holmes. I love that movie.
Oh my
It's a mystery. You woke up after the credits and looked at me and said, I didn't like that movie. The ending didn't make any sense. So don't show Maren your favorite film after 8 p.m. Please do not do that.
Oh, kids did that to me. Tell me something that you believe to be true, but nobody agrees with you.
Something I believe to be true, but that no one agrees with me? Oh, I've got one. This is very controversial. The Star Wars prequels are good.
Oh.
I can defend that. Jar Jar's bad. The love story's awful. I'll give you that. But the actual storyline away from the action is very well thought out. The politics and everything behind it is really brilliant. And the Emperor's character is brilliant.
Plus, you have some nostalgia there.
I do have some nostalgia. That's true. But you know what? Okay, I'll ask you the opposite question. What's a movie that everyone seems to love, but that you don't love?
Oh, Frozen.
That's pretty controversial.
I hate Frozen. There are so many plot holes in that movie. The music doesn't fit together. And the hype was just, it was too much. Tangled was much better.
Tangled's good. Maybe we can get into Frozen a whole different episode sometime.
A Frozen Tangled debates episode.
Yes, sounds good.
So, what's your favorite thing about me?
Well, you know my first answer. You are absolutely gorgeous. I'm very lucky to be married to you. You're awesome. But I also love that if you could, you would just hang on me like a koala bear all day because you're super cuddly and you're super smart and you're very adventurous and you're kind to literally everyone that you meet, no matter who they are. What about you?
Aw. Your teeth.
That's it? After my long compliment?
Okay. Your whole smile.
That's good. I appreciated extending it beyond the
But also that you make me laugh, and you are the only person who knows how to get me out of a bad mood in 2 seconds flat.
That's true. Okay, so I have another question for you. Did you ever do anything illegal as a teenager?
I was pretty tame in that department. I didn't go vandalize things. or steal things or drink or anything.
Really?
Let's see. Well, I guess the worst thing that I did. Oh, this is so embarrassing.
Oh,
I'm going to call out my high school best friend. I told my mom we were having a sleepover at her house, and she told her mom the same thing so that we could just drive around all night. I don't know why we thought that would be exciting. We were living on the edge. And we just decided to go and moon our ex-boyfriend's houses while they were asleep. So we went and we were mid-moon at one of my ex-boyfriend's house, who will remain very much nameless, and a police officer pulled up. So without going into too much detail, that was pretty embarrassing and probably the most quote-unquote illegal thing I ever did.
That's awesome.
Coney 2012.
Coney 2012.
So what show are you loving right now?
What
TV
show? Oh, okay. TV show. Well, right now, if I could watch anything, it would probably be Seinfeld. It's a classic. It's very good. I love that show.
What about something current?
Current? How about The Amazing Race?
Oh, we love that show.
I love that show.
We could do a whole episode about
We should.
how obsessed we are with that show and our dream to be on it.
Yes.
If the producers are listening, here's
We want in.
a shameless plug. We work well together as a team, and we're entertaining and sort of athletic.
What about you? What show do you recommend right now?
The Bachelorette is life.
Oh my gosh.
But besides that, I'd have to say I've been enjoying The Good Place with Kristen Bell.
That's a good one.
It's actually very unpredictable and surprisingly entertaining. I was loving The Last Man on Earth, but it got canceled.
We need to get them to put it back on.
Again, producers, if you're listening, bring it back.
All right, here's another question for you. Just off the top of your head, what's one of the funniest things that has ever happened to you?
Oh, that's tough. My life has been pretty funny, I'd have to say. Just one of the first things that comes to mind. So I lived in the South for a time, and I was there with one of my good friends, Kelsey. We were just walking around in this neighborhood. We saw across the street this trailer, and we saw a cute little squirrel. And this little squirrel was running around in the yard and climbed up the tree. And we were like, oh, cute little squirrel. And then out of the trailer walks this little boy, and I swear he could not have been older than, like 5 max. But he could have been younger than 5. And he is carrying this little, I'm not current on gun terminology, so I couldn't tell you what, but just like some type of little rifle or something. We're just watching this cute little squirrel and this cute little kid, and we're like, oh, look at this little southern boy. He's so cute. And just as we're watching the squirrel up in the tree, enjoying its happy little life, this little child just points his gun at the squirrel and shoots and nails the squirrel, and the squirrel just thud.
Oh no.
Falls out of the tree.
Oh.
It was just one of those shocking moments where we were just like, oh, sweet little moment. Ah! What just happened?
The stark difference between the two.
Just imagining this in my head, like blissful southern moment, squirrel's dead, and this little boy proceeds to pick up the squirrel by its tail and walk inside his house with it.
Just a souvenir. Speaking of things dying, so we had a car that was 2 years old. Like, it was a nearly new car, and the battery was dying. So we did what pretty much everybody does. Nothing. We didn't replace the dying battery. We really wanted that battery to suffer. We weren't going to let the battery off easy. We're going to work you till you're dead, son. So it died. And we did, what anyone would do. We just got a new car. We went, we can't be bothered to spend $100 on a battery. How about we just get a new car? I bet the salesman was probably pretty happy. It was a nice car, an irresponsible choice, but a very nice car. So we're driving this new car home from Las Vegas because the car needed a weekend away. And we're
brand new.
We were driving it home at night, and we were completely alone on this road, and it was really peaceful and kind of foggy and mystical. And then suddenly, through the fog, this object starts to push through it ahead of us in the sky, and this giant, majestic owl came cascading down from the sky with its
white owl
wings spread and is descending towards us. This like moment of bliss. I thought we were going to be welcomed to Hogwarts.
That's what I thought too.
It's
Hedwig, you finally come for me.
I guess he couldn't handle delivering a letter to a muggle going 70 miles an hour.
Okay, but I really need our listeners to be able to envision this moment. We are driving on the freeway and Hedwig comes soaring towards us and rams into our car. I screamed so loud.
It was so sad.
This giant owl just hits our car and bounces off of our windshield. It was so scary.
It was so sad. But at least our brand new car got a giant dent. It was a great way to start that ownership.
Brand new. And to make matters better, when we got home, we had a dusty car. The entire car was covered in dust except for the imprint of an owl with his outspread wings on the head of our car.
Pretty stylish.
So sad. Well, our kids are pretty funny. Just walking in on Hudson the other day as he was breastfeeding Winnie the Pooh was probably my favorite sight I've ever seen. Oh, where did he learn that?
Yeah, I wonder where you picked that up from.
Well, on that note, I think our time is up. We want to keep this episode pretty short.
Yeah.
What do you think, Dal?
I think we've scared everyone by now, so...
As a reminder, we will have so much awesome content this season. Our guests are each phenomenal people with so much to offer, and some of them just might be people you are already a big fan of. We will talk about Disney, television, ways to improve your life, your marriage, and increase your laughter. We aren't experts on anything, but we will be totally authentic and totally embarrassing at times, and we hope that keeps you around. So please give us a shot and hit subscribe. You will not be disappointed by this season, and we'd love to have you back with both of us. Thank you so much for listening. We want to hear from you. So please email us at bothofuspodcast@gmail.com or follow us and reach out to us on Instagram at bothofuspodcast. We love hearing from our listeners and want to take your questions so that one of these days we could do a listener question episode. We also have a little favor to ask. If you found this episode at all funny or entertaining or find any value in us, please leave us a review. It's an awesome way to show your support and allow us to continue making great content. Thank you all so much for listening and have a great day.